Welcome to FMB Field here on City Island in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania for City Islanders football here tonight. Football, not the American style, but rather the soccer style. And we look here tonight, Harrisburg coming in here with a record of 1-1 so far. Bethlehem also coming in with a record of 1-1 tonight. And we're getting ready for a brand new season. Two teams that want to go in a different direction this year. You look at Bethlehem Steel last year, 6-14-10. For City Islanders, they were 8-15-7. Both these teams are looking for dramatic changes this year in the positive direction, Charlie Giroux.
No question about that, Gary. Here's an opportunity for Harrisburg to start fast. Coming off a really quality win against the New York Bulls 2, defending champions in the league. Season split last year. A lot of new players for Harrisburg this year. A real opportunity on a gorgeous night for football, soccer here at City Island.
Let's talk about those players tonight. First of all, on Bethlehem Steel, we have a guy named Sekou Kane. He's got 3 goals so far this season. He's from the Netherlands. And this guy had 2 goals the last game to give them a 2-0 win. Huge night for him. On the other side, Manolo Sanchez, one of those new faces here for City Islanders this year, had a huge goal. And a lot of people are still talking about it in the big win over the New York Red Bulls 2, the defending USL champions. And he comes in here tonight as the guy to look to. Head coach Brandon Burke and also the head coach Bill Betcher of City Islanders here tonight. The only coach they've ever known here on the City Island is ready to bring his team in tonight. He's 109, 78, and 60 over 15 seasons. And you talk about this team tonight. Let's take a look at the starting lineups here for both of these clubs. First of all, for City Island, actually for Bethlehem Steel, Sekou Kane right there in the middle, but Marcus Epps, Sante Moore can score up front there as well. On the other side for City Island, and there you see Coach Bill Betcher, City Island under Bill Betcher, Aaron Wheeler is back up there at the forward spot. Johnny Mendoza on his right, a new guy. Manolo Epps, a forward. And you look also, Paul Wilson back there. We remember him from last year. And, of course, we mentioned before, Manolo Sanchez. So these guys are coming in here tonight looking for a huge win to start the season right here at home. This is always a great rivalry. They split last season. These two teams like to get it on as far as Pennsylvania teams. We're going to watch tonight as USL season opens here officially on City Island tonight. Both teams 1-1, and you're watching it all here on Invico. We'll be back with the start of the game right after this.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free homeownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of homeownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
Under a new state law, all electronics must be recycled.
Welcome to the Dauphin County Recycling Center, where recycling is quick, easy, and free.
You may recycle appliances or even cell phones.
We're open 6 days a week, and recycling is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Contact our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or visit our website for more information.
Help us protect our planet, because tomorrow does matter.
And welcome back to FMB Field. We're ready to get underway here in the blue and gold on the right side of your screen. Bethlehem Steel tonight, 1-1 coming to this, and then their white uniforms with their blue trim tonight. City Islanders from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and ready to start the home season here. Third game for both these teams, 1-1. The records, a crowd filled in here tonight very nicely, Charlie, and they're getting ready for some very, very good soccer here tonight on the turf.
Exceptional night for soccer here at FMB Field, Gary, as Harrisburg gets ready for its home opener. A little bit of a breeze from end to end, going left to right here for us, but otherwise perfect conditions out on the pitch and ready for a great match.
Yeah, and the pitch looks like it's in fabulous condition here at FMB Field. And again, we're going to be watching two teams tonight that are in search of a different identity this season. Last season, tough season for both. Tonight, it's all underway, and 1-1 and a huge win. We talked about it before, a huge win for the City Islanders, 1-0 a week ago over the New York Red Bulls 2, the USL champions from last season, who destroyed City Island, frankly, last year a few times, and 5-0, 4-1. And this season they started out the right way, knocking them off up in Harrison, New York. So City Islanders certainly come into this feeling pretty good about themselves tonight.
As they should, Gary, and these early matches are really important. Both of these clubs have ambitions for the postseason. These early matches count as much as the late ones. As you know, it's a very long season, but starting early, getting a good head of steam, doing the things that you want to do, establishing yourself, getting players to gel, etc., especially, Gary, on the defensive side of the field. Last year, Harrisburg had a difficult situation with goals allowed. Thus far this season, 0.5 per game, a marked improvement.
Yep, you look just early in the season here, and a lot of new faces here for the City Islanders. And so we're going to be looking at those new faces tonight, the impact that they make here, along with some of the ones who are back this season. Charlie talked about the goals last season. 37 goals for, 54 again, so certainly already improving in that regard, and we are underway here as very quickly a long kick downfield will be taken there by Brandon Miller, the new goalkeeper this year. As you mentioned, only given up 0.5 a game so far.
Shutting out New York Bulls 2, the defending champions last weekend. What really was a huge win for this City Islanders club.
On the other side, Bethlehem Steel with a quality win as well, and almost a lucky goal right here as they knocked off Cincinnati, one of the top teams in the league last year, a new team. And by the way, new team, we have 30 teams in the league now this season, the largest soccer league in the country. So we're ready to get a goal kick out of there in a moment. Jake McGuire in the goal tonight. He has yet to give up a goal so far this season for Bethlehem Steel. There's a guy we recognize from last year. Thomas, the defender. Always hustling everywhere. Milano Wijnaldum trying to stop it there for Bethlehem. The ball will go over to City Island. Beautiful night for soccer here tonight. It's gotten warmer throughout the day. There was a lot of wind earlier today, but not as much tonight. It's pretty much standstill.
Yeah, the flag's out in what is center field of the baseball stadium here, Gary. Pretty much limp right now, showing very little wind, dusting every once in a while, as they say, left to right on our field here.
Wheeler from the corner there, and
Should
it looks
pick
like
up a corner.
our first corner of the evening there as Aaron Wheeler, leading scorer last year for the Islanders, out there on the wing now tonight.
And good to see him back, Gary. As you know, the Islanders really suffered when he went out with injury towards the end of the season last year. Great to have him back. That big body really makes a difference in front of the net.
Put it in play here will be Abbas Muhammad, a brand new player for City Island this year. He starts it off. High look, really over kicks his look that he wanted there. Quickly out of there comes Bethlehem Steel with the ball. Thomas getting down there, out to the far wing. And good defense on the far side. Sent deeply back upfield. You see a lot of this going on early. As you see Wheeler doing what he does best, to get up there above everybody else and head the ball. He is back up there in his accustomed forward position. Ball sent out of there by McGuire.
Tall frame, Gary, and that ability to pull those headers out consistently was a big part of the City Islander offense last year.
A lot of kick and chase right now, and this is what you see many times early in the games. They were trying to find Kane down there at the forward spot. So the ball will be thrown in by Thomas. James Thomas, before he came here, played for New York Red Bulls too. Ball be controlled here by Bethlehem Steel. Good move there by Bethlehem. Just passing the ball around the outside here for the moment.
Spreading the field a little bit, Gary, looking to create some space and controlling the action for Bethlehem Steel.
Send it back over from Derek Jones to the far side. Pretty good defense here by City Island so far. Now trying to get to the corner and make the corner turn. And good defense on the far side, but a corner earned. So both teams with one corner here so far, and City Islanders get their first test. See Brandon Miller very vocal there in the goal, making sure he gets everybody right where he wants it. Little different setup here, looks like, for Bethlehem as they go into action. Now front where they get a good look up in the air. Kane coming near side, going to try to chase it down. Kane does get it. Then it's set ahead for the Islanders. Thomas let it go out of bounds across the touchline. Ball belongs to City Island. And it goes as Wheeler seals his man in. Wheeler trying to get it ahead and getting pushed from behind. Wheeler's got it in play right away. Fisher says maybe a little too quickly that time, Charlie.
Always aggressive, Aaron Wheeler.
I like it though. Keep the other team on their toes. Comes, swinging on back, take it to the far side. Rashid Olabii, now ahead it comes to Marcus Epps. You got it right out in front here, and you're going to have a direct kick here coming up for
just outside the area, Gary, but this is a dangerous situation for City Islanders. You're going to set up the wall right at the 18.
Johnny Mendoza was right there, and now you're going to get
back it off a little bit.
You're going to see Kane's effort right here. Kane scored 2 goals in the second half in their win over Cincinnati. It's the first time they've ever had a team score 2 goals, or a guy score 2 goals in the second half. So here is Saku Kane. This guy can put it on the goal fast. This time, the only goal he hit might have been the Susquehanna River.
Wow. He leaned back on that one a little bit.
Didn't quite get that one down the way he wanted to. In the United States, that would be 3. And this one, it's the ball back over to City Island. 6:45 into the first half here. Ball be kicked out of there by Lee Nishanian. Lee Nishanian joins the City Islanders for this season. Came from the LA Galaxy 2, where he played a major role in their 2015 campaign. Last season he played 26 games, netting 1 goal and dishing out 1 assist.
A lot of new players on City Islanders side this year, Gary, looking to increase their offensive potential, and also they made some changes that have helped them defensively, most notably bringing in Brandon Miller in goal. And as we said at the top of the show, 0.5 goals per game allowed right now. A very good situation for Harrisburg. And again, not much offensively for Bethlehem Steel thus far.
Taken away by City Island, and then right on back, and they're going to stay with it right here. Pushing it down the far side. You've got Paul Wilson in there. There's a familiar name from last year. Paul Wilson, who's like Mr. Electric out there.
In basketball, you would call him a playmaker. In soccer, he is a catalyst that sets everything up and really does a tremendous job, particularly in the offensive end.
He had a stretch last season where he was just nothing short of brilliant. We saw him in a couple games we had over at Clipper Magazine Stadium where he really was on top of his game.
Great moves individually, but also has a great sense of space and is able to move the ball to players' positions rather than where they actually are. There's a good shot.
Good give and go right there. And you saw the good shot on goal by Manolo Sanchez. There's a nice pass by Thomas. And it's going to be another corner kick here. And so 2 so far for City Islanders. Look at a great stop right there by Thomas. And Thomas then gives a good pass to Sanchez, who's running right on through. And Sanchez puts a good shot on goal. And it was a good job by Austin Trusty of Bethlehem Steel getting over there to stop it. So here's the second corner of the night coming up. Good look. Hooking in toward the goal. Head toward the goal. It is!
Boom!
And a great job coming right on through. And it was Mr. Wheeler. Welcome back at the 8:03 mark here of the first half.
If we hadn't said it earlier, Gary, we would be saying it now. That tall frame, able to pull those headers out of the air in this situation, a scoring opportunity. Let's watch it again.
Watch the first one coming up right here. And you're going to get the initial head. It'll come right here on goal, and then Wheeler comes right on through, just past the outstretched hands of McGuire. But give credit to Lee Nishanian, who was right there with the first hit, and Wheeler got it off the rebound.
The whole sequence there, Gary, very good for City Island.
Look at that.
First of all, the delivery into the box on the original play ends up in a corner, and as you correctly point out, 2 great head balls right there.
So they got on goal right away, and that's exactly what you wanted to see. And that is what Wheeler does as well as anybody, is head the ball. There's Paul Wilson throwing the ball on the far side. Back to the middle, comes to Wheeler, a little give and go, and just a little miscommunication that time as sliding on through there was John Grosh, number 22. John Grosh, another of those new names this year, played for Hershey FC, a National Premier Soccer League team where he began to develop after his collegiate career. Played 4 years at Drexel University and appeared in 51 games, scoring 6 times and assisting once. John Grosh, one of the new names here on the City Islanders this year. The long kick's going to go way, way up in the stands. Stands packed down there at the end, and that's got a deep place to hang out, I think, Charlie.
That's where the fans are looking tonight, Gary, is in the 2 end zones, and a lot of good opportunity to see great soccer out here at FNB Field. And as you correctly said earlier, the pitch is in perfect condition, including the area across the baseball infield, which looks really good tonight as well.
Bethlehem trying to find Kane down there. Good defense. Thomas gets it back to the middle. Controlled there in the middle for a moment by Johnny Mendoza. You see, again, there's good footwork on the far side, swinging the ball, nice little touch over the top. Wheeler heads it ahead. Just for a moment, you had it look like a one-on-one. Chasing it down there on the near side is Derek Jones for Bethlehem Steel. 11:42 here into the first half, and 1-0 already. City Islanders on top. Too much fancy work that time by Marcus Epps. And the Islanders were having it.
The heel pass went nowhere there, Gary, and the Islanders have an opportunity here. They've been doing a good job of creating space, which is really the key to their offense. And as we watch this match really take shape now, they felt each other out a little bit early on. You're seeing it settle down now into the pattern I think you'll see throughout the rest of the half.
Good swing here. Good defense on the other side, though, by Bethlehem Steel. Ball controlled in the middle of the field. It was by Hugh Roberts for Bethlehem. Over on the far side, Johnny Mendoza. And now to be put in play by Cardell Bembo. Back in play it comes. Wheeler gets it. Bembo puts it up, and it's going to be ball going over to Bethlehem Steel. Must have been on the line or outside the line there, rather.
Looks like it's a simple throw in on the far touchline there, Gary. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's just a throw in.
There was Wheeler right in the middle of the field. Good defense so far by the City Islanders here. Derek Jones trying to just get something going here on the backside. City Islanders are not really playing an attacking kind of defense, are they, Charlie? It's more of a contain.
It really is, and they've got 4 flat on the back oftentimes, which is the shell that they want to create now that they've got a lead.
Ball be taken by Austin Trusty. Trusty swings, reverse fields, far side. There it is, looking down there again, always looking for Kane. And a little too long again. They've really sent a lot of long passes so far, has Steele, in this one, Charlie.
They have. They've tried to send it down the 2 touch lines. In most cases, not much out of it. You're going to have a goal kick coming out as a result this time.
There's Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller played a total of 17 games and collected 40 saves with the Orange County Blues last year. He was named USL Goalkeeper of the Year with the Rochester Rhinos in 2015, finished with a save percentage of .807 and goals against average of .54. So he's got some good credentials coming in here.
Good stats, and as we've already said numerous times, great season thus far.
A lot of football to be seen here this year and also on the road. Largest soccer league in the country, now with 30 teams.
And stepping it up, both in terms of the quality of soccer and quality of play, Gary, and also the fan base. Really exciting action.
There's Thomas. Thomas, never short of heart. Thomas fights his way through a lot of guys. Give and go look there. Taken away by Bethlehem Steel. They've got some numbers in running. And a good lead outside. And again, a little too far.
Yeah, the chip and run hasn't worked real well for them thus far, Gary. It's remains to be seen whether or not they're going to be able to connect on some of those, but that's clearly what they're trying to do, particularly to the outside and on the far touchline.
You see Abbas Mohammed, number 18, going across there, a 22-year-old defensive powerhouse. He joins the Islanders after completing a stint with Inter Allies FC, a club in Ghana. So they're all meeting up here in the island this year. Brand new team.
A lot of international flavor in this league, Gary, and some superstars from really around the world, European, African, Caribbean, and North America.
We're going to get another foul. Is going to go up against number 12, Rashid Alibi. And so again, you have another one of those little bit dangerous moments here.
Yeah, the last corner, Gary, there was a Bethlehem Steel player completely unmarked coming in just above the 18. He took the shot. It didn't go anywhere, but they've got to mark up very, very tightly in these situations.
Here's Aaron Jones with this look. This one's got a little more on it. Perfectly played by Brandon Miller.
That actually was a little tougher than it looked, Guy. It was like a major league curveball. It was falling off the edge of the table as Miller took it out of the air.
Miller made it look pretty easy.
He did make it look easy, but that was not easy.
So important to have that good positioning. And it's going to be across the line. Mendoza, there you see him. We talked so far about Johnny Mendoza, or excuse me, Sanchez rather, Manolo Sanchez, number 7. He came to Harrisburg from San Antonio FC, where he played 16 games for 384 minutes, scored 1 goal last season. During the 2015 season, he was drafted 79th overall by the New York Red Bulls and was featured in 3 games for the first team before being loaned to Red Bulls 2. With the Red Bulls 2, he scored 4 goals in just 22 games. So he's a guy that knows where he wants to go. His collegiate career was at Louisville before transferring to Clemson after 1 season. Scored 10 goals in 62 games at Clemson. So here's Brandon Miller again.
And that is collegiate soccer at its best, Gary, and Miller controlling the action in the back line.
Ball controlled by Derek Jones again in the middle of the field for Bethlehem Steel. Moves it far side. We'll bring it back and we'll look for Hugh Roberts maybe here in the middle somewhere. Near side it comes. Picked up there by Giuliano Wijnaldum. And then pushed ahead, and this is dangerous. But it's also going to be oversized.
Very late call on the offside, though.
Yeah.
I was going to say something. We don't like to second guess the officials, Gary, but I was going to say it was about a yard and a half offside, but the flag finally went off.
He must have been gulping or something before he got that whistle off, right? I mean, you see the guy going through here. I mean, he's clearly going to be offsides. Now watch. He's clearly behind the defense, not in possession of the ball, so that's a problem. Ball stays with Steele. Inbounded there by Marcus Epps. Back to Rashid Alibi. And then ahead it comes. And again, another dangerous kind of look there. Constantly looking down there, as we said, for Sekou Kane. He of the 3 goals so far this season for this team.
And pretty clear that Bethlehem is looking to him.
Look at that foot.
But they've marked him up very well, and that is a big foot down.
Brandon Miller has that sidewinder kick, Charlie, that has become so popular.
Get a little bit more action out of the hips that way, Gary, and with swinging the foot through, you get a little more distance on the punt.
The foul is on Siku Kane that time. Up in the air here, Paul Wilson, and they're fighting it out. Back out it comes to Thomas. Thomas will swing it back again, reset it. Taken there by Travis Bent, another of the new names on this club this year. Again, Thomas coming down, trying to turn the corner. Thomas still has it. Does he have a little chip shot here? Yes, he does, and a beautiful shot!
There it is.
To Paul Wilson at the 20.
And Gary, as you had correctly pointed out, Thomas just set that up with tenacity, stayed with the ball, took it all the way to the end line, pushed it back into the middle, and a great delivery and a great scoring opportunity, and they delivered. This is something that Harrisburg didn't do every time last season. Done it very, very well tonight. And who scores? Your man.
Paul Wilson. And look at the setup here. Charlie talked about lots of patience. Just look at him. He's got by, he's got his beam, doesn't rush, waits. He's got Wilson coming right down the lane, and Wilson hooks it into the upper left side of the net. Great assist that time by...
Couldn't ask for much more. You saw that coming, Gary. It was just boom, boom.
So Thomas with the assist. What a great look, and 2-0 here. 21:06 into the first half, and the City Islanders are on fire so far.
They really are, Gary, and they've looked very, very good. You know, the things that were missing last year seem to be gelling this year. This is a great start for Harrisburg. Now they've got to avoid the thing that hurt them so badly last year, and those are those little lulls, those letdowns that inevitably came last year. If they can avoid those this year, they're going to be on track to do exactly what they want to do, which is make the playoffs and maybe even go deep into the playoffs.
So far, there's an intensity about this team that you really notice, and I realize it's early here. We're only seeing them the third game of the season, but there's an intensity about this club that you really kind of like.
There is, and additionally, there seems to be good chemistry on the field. They're working well together. Those kinds of plays that you just saw a moment ago, there's almost seeing eye. You knew right where to put it, and as a result, you're getting scoring opportunities and scoring magic, hitting the back of the net.
Marcus Epps with the foul there, belongs over to City Island. I've seen a good, and one of the things they've complained about every year is, you know, you're Northeast here, you get a little bit later start, it takes a little longer to gel, but this team looks like they're gelling pretty well right now. And there's Wilson again, and Wilson makes a great
corner
play
out of that, doesn't he? He does get a corner out of that.
Paul Wilson, never say die. Smart move. He realized he had a defender there. He puts his thumb up. He says, I got it.
Our line of sight here isn't exactly perfect, guys, so I wasn't sure whether it was over the end line or not, but it looked like a corner. It is. And again, that's just pure hustle on Paul Wilson's part.
So the corner we set up here by Abbas Mohammed. And another big moment here for City Island early, and a good look that
great
time
delivery,
flat.
great delivery.
Oh, they had Wheeler, he missed it, and then the second one, they had a chance at the far side of the goal. But they got the opportunity again. They're getting lots of opportunities so far. Little give and go look here. No, Wilson's got it. Wilson swings it far side. And looking for that head again, so keeping the pressure on Bethlehem Steel. So we'll get another quarter here, the fourth one here in just the opening 23 minutes.
This is exactly what Harrisburg wanted, and the fans that came out here tonight are really getting the show that they paid for. This is really good soccer. Harrisburg controlling the action, but doing it in a controlled way, creating a lot of space, creating a lot of scoring opportunities. Let's see what they do with this one.
Well, here comes far side again. This is a nice swing. There it is, ahead right there. It's going to be headed back out. And do we have a penalty in there?
Foul coming the other way.
Oh, we've got a foul coming against Aaron Wheeler that time. A little pushing. Aaron Wheeler with a little different coif this year. He had the long hair last year. He's got that shorter cut this year.
Looks good.
He really does. Obviously, it worked pretty well with that opening goal. Aaron Wheeler did just a fantastic job last year scoring for this club before getting hurt late in the season. And Wheeler, when you look at last year's numbers, if memory serves, had 5 goals during the course of the season.
And if you remember, Gary, when he went out with injury and it wasn't altogether clear what exactly the nature and extent of the injury was early on, Harrisburg looked like they were a playoff team, and it was very, very clear what his lack of being with the club meant as the season went on. They really missed him, and to have him back and playing the way he is tonight, big addition.
So taken down that time. Harrisburg will be responsible for that one. That's going to go against Manolo Sanchez. So quickly be back in play now. Swung far side by Giuliano Wijnaldum, one of the more interesting names of the year. Back it comes near side again. And a lot of east-west play so far. The north-south play hasn't turned up very well thus far for Steele.
No, but we can't overemphasize, Gary, the fact that building an early lead in a contest like this is so important. To have a 2-0 lead at the 25-minute mark is just a big, big plus for City Island. They worked hard to get it. This will pay real dividends.
You want to stay on the attack, though. You know, you don't want anybody able to hang around. Look at the hole behind there. Good work over on the far side. Back, little give and go to the middle.
You want to just continue to do the things that brought you the lead.
Here's Manolo Sanchez trying to turn the corner. Sanchez right to the middle. It's going to go off Wheeler as he was looking to try to get that pass to Wheeler in the middle.
Couldn't quite turn it. He was right there, but couldn't quite turn it. If he had, he would have had a great scoring opportunity.
You know, I mentioned that what you see so far, there's an intensity, but there's also a patience that really seems to be a nice combination for this club. They're in kind of a rhythm early, and I think that's so important, Charlie, when you're putting together a soccer team.
Really is. You know, we talked about chemistry early on, Gary. That's a part of the chemistry, is not only playing with great intensity, but playing with patience, creating space, which they've done a good job of tonight, looking for your opportunities, and then when they come, capitalizing on them. That's something that last year didn't always happen.
Spacing I like here, you know, you're looking about maybe 12, 13 yards of spacing between each player. It's very tight. It's a very tight kind of defense when you get the overall look at it.
It is. They've marked up very well, Gary, and they're playing, you know, 4 defenders back, and they're not giving up anything.
Well, taken back by City Island.
You didn't get a flag there. Okay, there it is.
And it came to John Grosh. Grosh gets a start again. Wheeler trying to come right on through. It's going to be a nice drop there to get the ball back. Then there's a little push. And they're going to see the, no, they're not going to see the push. John Grosh. Sanchez. Middle. Oh, and a great look that time. And Wheeler, we saw that a lot last season, get taken down.
I think you have your 5th corner coming up here, Gary.
Quarter number 5. Only 1 so far for Bethlehem Steel. We saw Wheeler on the ground a lot last year. In that position, you're going to see that. He's a big guy.
And he plays hard. He's on every single play, very aggressive. That makes things happen for your side.
So here's Abbas Mohammed putting it back in play again. So really, this time a little far on the corner. Heads it up to the middle. Headed back out by Bethlehem Steel. Back it comes. And City Island's going to control it here to Thomas, who had the assist a moment ago. Ahead it comes. Tracked down there by Rashido Levy. And then Wilson looking for that left corner again. Head, far side, not going to go. This time it will be out of bounds, but a good job running over there by Wheeler as they were looking for Wheeler in that far corner for another headshot.
And he was there, just couldn't quite put it on frame this time.
Take a look at this. I mean,
right there.
You can see where he's going. And Wheeler comes flying in there, just can't quite get the angle, but good efforts here so far. Good attack. Good look ahead, not going to be taken back there by Bethlehem Steel on the far side. They're swinging on back. As Giuliano Wijnaldum gets it, and now they'll bring it near side. Great job of containing the Bethlehem Steel attack so far by City Island.
Yeah, the defense has looked very good thus far, Gary. They've marked well. They've taken away any opportunities to create scoring situations for Bethlehem in goal. Miller has looked good in the couple of times that he's, I wouldn't say been tested, but where they've pressed him a little bit.
That's extension of the defense here. They'll swing it on back, probably kick it back to their keeper. They do. So McGuire will get it. Takes it near side. Over to Austin Trusty. Back to McGuire. Shanian actually marking downfield against the man they're looking for, who is Sekou Kane. Now they get a little something going here. Good defense there. Get back comes to the City Islanders. Stop. Chase it down as Olibi. Taken back here by Steele. Little slide underneath. And another good slide. Good tackle that time by Travis Bent. That Travis Brent rather, and that's going to be a corner.
Corner the other way.
Yep. Be the second quarter coming up here as Steele managed to get through that time. So Bethlehem Steele with a quarter. There you see Kane, Jones, and Roberts, and Trusty, the 3 targets or 4 targets that they're really looking for. So win to far side. Still with Steele. Going to get a good look right here. Right to the middle it goes. Headed out again. And again. And then the swing back. Not going to go. Wilson has it. Far side it comes. Taken by City Island. They're going to get something going here. Right on past. And you got an injured player down on the field here for the moment for the Islanders. And is that Wheeler?
Looks to be.
Yeah, Wheeler down again, and of course he's the captain of this team. You know, watch what happens here. And Wheeler, when he went up, something happened there. It looked like just to his head, right side of his head. You don't want to see him down. You don't want to see anybody down for that matter.
I'm not so sure he didn't take the ball right in the face.
Fans, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Sirius XM FC Channel 85. Also, don't forget, Sirius XM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check uslsoccer.com for dates and times. And soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit nikesoccer.com. And don't forget that PA Lottery. Strike gold with the new instant game with the Pennsylvania Lottery. You can scratch your way to $1 million with $1 Million Gold Rush. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. It benefits older Pennsylvanians every single day. Gary Sutton, Charlie Giroux with you here, and our entire Invicta crew. Chad Edwards, our fantastic producer. Let's take a look back at these 2 goals so far. There's the one, the headshot from Nashanian, and then right on through it comes with Wheeler, and he says, thank you very much. And the second one, equally beautiful, as Thomas comes over. Thomas finding Paul Wilson coming right on through and just beating it into the upper left-hand side of the net. 2-0, that's where we stand right now. And we have an injury timeout here on the field, so we'll have a little extra time at the end of this half. And Wheeler out of the game.
Tried to see exactly what happened there, guy. I think he took the shot right in the face. I think the ball hit him right in the face, but I couldn't quite tell.
Feeling the left side of his head there, it looked like, as Thomas jams up here on make that Austin Trusty. So the foul against Wijnaldum for Steele. So again, ball belongs to the Islanders, and Rashid Olibi will have the kick here. Rashid Olibi, one of the new faces this season. Previously played for the Houston Dynamo. During the MLS season, Olibi appeared in 7 games for 283 minutes, assisting once during his stint with the Dynamo. He was waived by Houston Dynamo in February of the 2016 season. Before that, he was with the Nigerian club and Yimba International Football Club. another part of that international flavor that Charlie was talking about a moment ago. Back it comes to Olivi in the middle of the field. Taken there by Sanchez, and Sanchez can't find anyone home in the middle. There's another look. Oh, and Wilson had the look, and he thought he had the goal.
Had the near post, Gary, and I think the keeper was not exactly ready for that shot. He didn't play the post as well as he could have, but just a little bit wide.
But a good look that time by Wilson. Wilson will do that to you. You look like he's kind of playing with it, and all of a sudden here comes a jet at you, and you're standing there bewildered. Jake McGuire breathed a heavy sigh of relief that time for Steele. 35-03 into the first half here, and 2-0. City Islanders lead this one. Beautiful night here for soccer, and a nice crowd out here. They've got the towels out tonight. Rally towels. Far side it goes from Jones. Done a good job of keeping Kane at bay so far tonight. He's the guy that has all 3 goals on the season so far for this club.
And a good match between Pennsylvania sides tonight, Gary, and a good contingent of Bethlehem fans here with their drums making a lot of noise down on the far touchline.
Nice. Oh, we got another guy down. That was Kane. He got sandwiched, and it looks like 2 players down, one for City Island as well.
That may have been just head-to-head banging.
Yeah, I think Kane's okay. But you want to check, in this day and age of concussions. Take a look at this.
Boom.
And you saw, looked like he had Brent in behind there. So down on the field here is Abbas Mohammed for City Island. And Kane shaking it off, though he's walking over toward his bench right now. I think his coach just wants to double check to make sure he's okay, that being Brendan Burke. And there you see Mohammed. He looks to be okay as well. Dr. Ackerman, the Arlington orthopedic doctor, out there checking on him, and Jeff Hutton. So everybody trying to make sure all the parts are still in place here.
2 craniums coming to the same spot at the same time. Yeah, it's not gonna feel good.
No, might be a headache tomorrow. So Bethlehem Steel is going to have again the direct kick here. For about the same place they had it before. Oh, and there it is, off the rebound, and it's put into the goal. And into the goal nicely that time by Sante Moore.
Not handled cleanly by Brandon Miller, bobbled it, and right there on top of it, Sante Moore.
Sante Moore from Spain. Take a look. Took a short hop on him, and that's where the problem was. It was a tough one to handle. Took the short hop, and he wasn't able to scoop it in. You see it right there. And then Moore right on top of it.
Came off of his chest.
So right off the rebound, so it's a 2-1 game now. 37-53 mark here in the first half. Tough break there for City Island. Miller was in good position, no doubt about it, but it just came up in that scoop position. Didn't seem to have the ability to pull that into his chest the way he wanted to. It had a little bit more mustard on it, I think, than he thought it did.
Yeah, it did, but you still have to handle those cleanly, Gary. Those are the opportunities that shouldn't become scoring situations.
Yeah, you want to make new friends. You drop that ball in the front of the net there, and you're going to have people all over it. And that time, Sante Moore said, thank you very much. For Sante Moore, that's his first goal of the season.
And that certainly has energized the Bethlehem Steel crowd down here on our right side, Gary. They're banging away on their drums and singing lustily and loudly.
For the season so far, Moore with 1 goal now and 2 assists on the year. Moore says, I'll take one for myself, thank you very much. Has a very European flair out here tonight, doesn't it, in terms of the sound? I mean, the cheering, the songs, the whole thing.
And that's what this is all about, Gary. This is, world-class soccer coming to America through the USL, and it's something to be very, very excited about. And a great match here tonight on the field, and a lot of fun up in the stands. But a different complexion to this game now when it goes 2-1 as opposed to 2-0. So now it's a very different type of game. You'll see a different style of play.
Yeah, keep in mind Wheeler out of there. Miller comes out and takes it nicely. Good play by Miller, coming out and anticipating. Boy, I love the foot of Miller, though. Man, he just
Big
kills
punt,
it.
big punt.
Touch-off pass by Mendoza.
And he looks to be hurt. Getting up very slowly.
That's actually Wheeler again, who's
It
in
was
there.
Wheeler.
Yeah. Wheeler getting beat up down there tonight. Chip ahead. Nice to see you get one more goal here before the half. Ball should belong to the Islanders. It does. 40th minute now here. We're in the 41st minute.
We will get some stoppage here, Gary, but 5 minutes in regular play and an opportunity for Harrisburg to put another one on the board here. If they can do that successfully, it would be a big boost to them. They've played very, very well thus far.
Yeah, they really have. And like I said, a tough break on a scoop. It was really a very tough play, but one that, again, should have been made nevertheless, probably. Certainly a colorful ball they're using this year, isn't it? So, ball taken here by Abbas Muhammad. Hooking it toward the top. Taken nicely by Jake McGuire. It's a good look. McGuire perfect positioning that time. 41:07 into the first half, and we will have some stoppage time. We'll be playing past the 45-minute mark. It's good to see Wheeler back in there for the Islanders. Trusty to swing it back to the middle. Taken by Adam Najim. Steele has it. In no hurry to get things going here. I almost feel like they have a little second winner. They got that goal. They just don't want to go down anymore, and they're kind of taking their time. They're very deliberate at the moment.
Trying to control the action, Gary, and I'm sure trying to go into halftime with the score at 2-1. I think they'd be very, very happy with that right now. City Island, I think, would like to throw one on the stack to help pad the lead a little.
Exactly. Oh, and up over the back that time. Wheeler was not able to get to it. Here's what James Thomas brings to the game right there. I mean, Thomas just constantly working over there, and even though the foul was against him that time, the ball will be a goal kick now for City Island. It's coming out of here at the 42-40 mark of the first half. They saw the shot from Wijnaldum. Miller will take one off the ground this time in the goal kick. Nice little chip down there. Trying to get Wheeler. Wheeler stays in. Wheeler gets knocked out again.
No foul.
And no foul. As Wijnaldum tripped him up there. So Wheeler has certainly seen his share of ground time so far.
These officials are certainly letting them play.
Yeah. See Paul Wilson continue to put the heat on right here. They swing it on out from McGuire. Out here near side. There's Thomas again. And there is Sané.
And Thomas plays that position interchange, Gary, about as well as anybody on this Harrisburg side. He really does. He's very, very fast, runs that touch line incredibly well, and has skills both offensively and defensively that really do make a difference in just about every scenario.
And he's quite the transition player when you look at all the things he can do. And there's Paul Wilson.
He helps out in a lot of aspects of the game, that's for sure.
There he is again right there, getting his head in on the play. Derek Jones. Here's Moore again, Sante Moore, and this time taken away. Trying to push ahead, trying to find someone open. Got somebody near side right here.
They had numbers, but no real support there, Gary. I think they were trying to build the attack and just weren't able to do it when it came over here to the touchline.
They had 4 guys out there running right away. Derek Jones will take it back here for Steele. Swing it near side for Wijnaldum. Long kick downfield looking for Sané. And another injury down on the field for the Islanders.
Good sportsmanship there on the Bethlehem side, pushing it out of bounds. I'm not sure what happened on that play, Gary.
Travis Brent looked like he got his feet kind of mixed up. It was coming down, and I think he tried to switch to the other side to pick it up. Take a look at his movement here. Kind of an odd movement. I see him now. Watch him turn, and he just kind of
may have rolled the ankle.
himself.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Or knee. He looked like he was holding his left knee, but I just didn't see anything happen on the play itself.
It was an odd look. Yeah,
he's holding his left knee.
That's where he's going. So a lot of injuries here in the first half. Not quite sure what all of them are. And we certainly hope that Travis is up and running here shortly. People certainly enjoyed the contest here tonight. Beautiful night for soccer. And you can see up the top, the guy up there in the top with the scarves. Scarves very popular in this league, very popular in the soccer community. That's the Capital City crew over there.
And the fans here really getting their money's worth tonight, Gary. A great experience to come out here to FMB Field and watch great soccer and enjoy all of the other entertainment amenities that happen to be part of Major League Soccer these days.
Yeah, if you're watching here tonight, you're in the area sometime. We have another one coming up on Tuesday, April 18th, against Orlando City B, and that'll start at 6:30 here at FMB Field. Beautiful place for soccer, right here on the island in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. The river on both sides of us here.
It's walking it off. I'm wondering if it isn't just a groin pull, Gary, because it just was an odd play. Nobody there to make contact with him. Didn't look like he rolled an ankle. It looked like he grabbed his left knee, but he may have grabbed the inside of his leg there. It may just be a groin pull.
Just a strange turn the way he went there, and we're to see who they're going to check in for him here.
Looks like they're taking him to the locker room, though, so we'll see.
Yeah.
It's close to halftime. Actually, the match clock right now reads at 45, so we're into extra time here at the end of the first half.
Stoppage time here, of which we didn't have very much until about the last 5 minutes. Thiago Calvano in now for Travis Brent. So Calvano. We'll see some time now. Calvano played in the German Bundesliga for 4 years with MSV Duisburg and then Fortuna Düsseldorf. How do you like that?
Good German clubs. I didn't see the indication, Gary, of how much stoppage time, but I'm guessing that there's several minutes.
At least. This is where you definitely don't want any kind of score in stoppage. Here's Paul Wilson. Touches it off to Mendoza. Downfield it goes. Oh, good touch off. Chance right here. Wilson through. Oh, he missed his man. He had Thomas out here near side. Or Mendoza rather. Mendoza with a little back kick. Boy, there was a golden opportunity there, and I'm not.
Sometimes, Gary, you just got to pull the trigger.
It looked to be like Wilson took one dribble too many that time where he had a really clean look.
Had a clean look. You take the shot there, you're probably going to get a rebound. You know, those are scoring opportunities a lot of times that aren't clean ones, but, you know, you can't criticize too much for making the extra pass. But if it had been me, I would have pulled the trigger.
Yeah, it looked to me like, take it now. So that's why we're sitting up here and they're down there.
There is something to be said for that, Gary.
A little push down there, and I think everybody was waiting for it to stop. Now all of a sudden you got a one-on-one coming up right here. I think the fans were waiting for a push off there, and this is going to be off Bethlehem Steel, belong to the Islanders.
I think it was the great Leo DeRocher, baseball fan, that said, would I like to have the guy that hits 300 every season, drives in 100 runs, and hits 40 homers? He said, sure, if he comes down out of the fifth row of the bleachers and play, it'd be great.
comes Thomas. And that'll be the end of the first half. 2-1, the Islanders lead Bethlehem here at the end of the first half. An exciting first half, well played. We'll take a break, we'll come back. You're watching all this on Invicta. It's City Islanders against Bethlehem Steel tonight. 2-1 at the half, back with more right after this.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free home ownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of home ownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
Under a new state law, all electronics must be recycled.
Welcome to the Dauphin County Recycling Center, where recycling is quick, easy, and free.
You may recycle appliances or even cell phones.
We're open 6 days a week, and recycling is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Contact our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or visit our website for more information.
Help us protect our planet, because tomorrow does matter.
Karen has 459 friends, but none of them made sure she got home okay. None of them suggested she skip the next drink, try a glass of water, or maybe just call it a night. Karen has 459 friends, but tonight, what she really needed was one good one.
Welcome back to FMB Field, and we are getting ready for a little halftime talk here with Bill Betcher, the head coach for City Islanders, as they are up 2-1 here at the half, and he'll be joining us here in just a moment. But Bill Betcher's team up 2-1, had a good first half. And Bill, you know, you take a look at that first half, you had to be really pleased with the way your team came out of the gate there.
Yeah, we were happy with how we started the game. It was nice to get 2 quick goals, but you know, disappointed to give that one up late in the half.
Yeah, kind of a short hop miscarriage there, and you know, but by the same token, your team looks like they're really on the attack right now. They're doing a good job of transition back into defense as well.
Yeah, I mean, we've created some good opportunities. Yeah, we've limited them so far, but we still got a half to go, and you know, I'd like to get that next goal.
What do you look for here in the second half, Coach?
Just got to keep our intensity up, keep working hard. Like I said, most important thing is to limit their chances, and you know, hopefully, you know, we create enough to get ourselves one more.
Anything you could do offensively that you didn't like in the first half, you'd like to add to your repertoire in the second half?
Yeah, just better decisions with the final pass a couple times. I thought we had a couple opportunities that we didn't get anything out of. That you know, a better pass or a different decision might have led to a goal.
Coach Bill Betcher, thanks so much. Have a great second half.
All right, thanks.
Bill Betcher, the only coach they've ever had here at the City Islanders, and telling you in no uncertain terms kind of what he liked. And I think it kind of mirrored what we said in the first half, Charlie. That last extra pass there, I think he wanted that shot by Wilson as well.
It's great when the coach agrees with you, Gary.
I'll tell you what, let's go to some highlights right now of the first half. We had a bunch of them. And the first highlight comes up here in the first half with Aaron Wheeler, who scored at the 8:03 mark. Well, here's our first highlight. It's opening night here. And so I always love this, when the kids are walking out with the players to start the game. What a great opportunity for them. And then we got underway, and here you see the kick downfield, a little bit of action. Great stop here by Thomas. Now watch Thomas set this up. This was actually the second goal. He missed that one. And then there was the head by Deshanian, and the rebound actually in the head in there by Wheeler. Take a look again. It's just so good. Wheeler was so quickly and knew exactly where he wanted to go with it. So Wheeler with the opening goal of the home season here, and there you see it from yet another angle. And Deshanian with a good job of getting that ball into the net right away. And then we had this one. And this was beautiful. Thomas patient. Here comes Wilson, boom, right into the left side of the net. Thomas again showing you a lot of patience once he got by his man and beat him. And then he just gives a perfect pass to Wilson, who got through and hit it where you couldn't get to.
Patience and tenacity. Beat the defender there, right on the end line. Quick little pass to Wilson. Bang, bang.
And there you see it again. And Thomas with a great assist there as well. And Wilson with a little excitement. He was a guy that scored at will last year. Now, on the other end, here you see John Grosh working his way up for City Island. And again, another opportunity right to the middle. Oh, and just missing, but they had Wheeler in there. It was a wonderful pass with Sanchez. And then Wilson again, just missing the outside. And here you have that direct kick and a tough job on the short hop, and you cannot mishandle that. That's got to be taken up into the chest right away. And the only time Brandon Miller got beat in the first half off that direct shot. And Sante Moore in there to score, guy from Spain for Bethlehem Steel. And there you see the match stats here at the half. 7 shots to 6. Seems like more than that for the City Islanders. 2 shots on target, both have 2. Possessions, 60% for Bethlehem Steel, 40 for the Islanders. Offsides, just 1. It's been a pretty clean game thus far, pretty clean match thus far, Charlie. Your thoughts about the first half?
Very clean match. The officials are letting it go a little bit, Gary, which is good. You like to let them play, as it were. Harrisburg looked very good. I'm a little surprised, to be honest, that the time of possession was such as it was, that they just showed up on the screen, because it appeared for at least a good part of that first half that Harrisburg was really controlling the action. But the key is they made the most of their scoring opportunities. The shots that were on frame hit the back of the net. They took a 2-0 lead. Now they've got to protect that and hopefully, as Coach Betcher said, add to it early in the second half.
Well, if you think about the possession time, though, and you think about the amount of time that was spent in their backfield, passing the ball east and west, there was a lot of that going on, so it wasn't really productive time. It was possession time. Whereas Harrisburg, I think, made the most out of their production time down in their part of the field, and they really made it count.
You're correct, Gary. Harrisburg spent their time building the attack, while Bethlehem, at least early on in the match, spent a lot of their time kind of feeling out Harrisburg, looking for opportunities, but not really pressing the attack.
Well, let's take some time right now and find out what's going on in the USL.
Last week at San Antonio FC, the USL Experience completed a second year of unprecedented success. The USL Experience provides Super Y League players with a comprehensive look into the North American professional landscape, where they can experience life as a pro at a level never before visited.
We're really pleased to host the USL Experience here in San Antonio. The players get to experience what it's like to be a professional player. They've interacted well with our current players over lunch, and we're looking forward to watching them play. I know they've trained this morning and looking forward to the games this evening, and as a staff we're looking forward to watch them play.
The USLX event has given our players a great opportunity to participate and play against players from all across the nation, which serves as a great development opportunity for our kids. Obviously, Texas is a big state, but when you get the opportunity to play against kids from across the nation, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity right now at their age groups.
Rewind to the inaugural 2016 USL Experience hosted by FC Cincinnati. During halftime of the River Cities Cup versus Louisville City FC, USL Experience players walked out onto the field in front of a 20,000 capacity crowd at Nippert Stadium and were recognized as the future of the game. That's not happening anywhere else in the country. A year in the making, the USL Experience at San Antonio FC looked to build on the accomplishments of FC Cincinnati and achieved great success with a 2017 event unlike anything else currently available to youth players. During the event, these athletes experienced a full media day, including professional photo shoots, press conferences, and interviews conducted by USL Experience and San Antonio FC staff in stadium suites overlooking the beautiful Toyota field. The experience intensified as players stepped onto the pitch for the first time, flying through competitive training sessions conducted by invited Super Y coaches who continued to evaluate players throughout the event. College coaches and U.S. Soccer Federation scouts attended USL Experience matches as the players challenged the San Antonio FC ETP and Rio Grande Valley Academy teams. In addition to their own match experience, players witnessed firsthand the professional matchday experience of San Antonio FC, which included access to a closed-door training session, lunch with the first team, and the opportunity to learn tactics from head coach Darren Powell in a strategy session before the season home opener. The 2017 USL experience culminated in spectacular fashion as players celebrated San Antonio FC's first home triumph of the season with a 3-0 victory over LA Galaxy 2. By providing an event such as this, the USL has become a leader through its commitment to youth development. The USL experience is breaking barriers by making professional soccer and the professional dream more accessible. For USL Network, I'm Morgan Conklin.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free home ownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of home ownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
They were committed to winning. We had good leadership in the team with Chris Moorman and Matt Nelson, Dustin Bixler, Mo Odor. We had a good group of young guys that came in and did really well. And we just did a lot of great things that year. Defended well, scored timely goals, got a big upset win over DC United in the Open Cup, made it all the way to the quarterfinals of that competition, and then found our way to the USL Championship where we were able to pull it out in penalties. It's great memories, and hopefully we can build on some more this season.
It is a tale of two cities, but these are the best of times in Orlando and Harrisburg as the Lions and City Islanders will do battle for the 2011 USL Pro Championship here tonight on Fox Soccer. And with down a goal with just seconds to play. Jason Pelletier from the near side flag sends it in. It's headed towards the goal and put in! The City Islanders have equalized! JT on the back of the net, and oh my gosh, another goal! They do it again off the corner, and Saini Touré. Harrisburg leads it. Can you believe it?
It is amazing as the teams are preparing to come out here. The fans here at Bonnie Field are going crazy. As you can see, the atmosphere here is absolutely fantastic. It's buzzing. Here for the visitors. Good ball swung in and back across the middle. The shot is scuffed wide.
Back to the middle. Did he get a shot right here? Loose for just a moment. One more. Yes! Here it is! Goal! Off the foot. It looks from Paul Wilson.
What a goal!
Here's Carrillo. He puts a little bit more height on this one. He does. Right in front of the net. And nails it! How about that shot by Barreal? That's a perfect shot.
That's one for the highlight reel, Gary. That was just perfect.
Right side, nice ball. You got Wilson. There it is. Wilson chipping it in. He's got it! Oh, and a little back foot to go with it, huh? The board first. Here comes Thomas pushing it again. With Harrisburg.
Another great ball.
Look at it. Wheeler again! Right away, and Wheeler with the hit.
That'll go in the highlight reel, Gary. That wow.
As Manolo Sanchez beats Ryan Mira and finally gets his goal. Coming back to the first place he played pro.
Welcome back to FMB Field here, where we are just coming out of the half. 2-1. City Islanders lead here over Bethlehem Steel. Aaron Wheeler with a score at 8:03 in the first half. On a headshot, Paul Wilson at the 20-20 mark off a wonderful assist from Jamie Thomas coming in across the end line. And then on the other side, on a direct kick, it was Sante Moore at the 37-26 mark with his goal on a tough pickup by Brandon Miller, and he was right out in front of the cage to put it back in off the rebound. So 2-1 is where we stand to start the second half as you're looking right now at Moore's jersey there. He's one of the only goal so far. Charlie, what are we looking for here in the second half? I always say the first 5-6 minutes of the second half are really, really important.
Agreed. Harrisburg has to be very happy with the way they played the first half, Gary. They've got a 2-1 lead. but Coach Betcher, the head of their side, said they need to pick up their intensity. You need to look for that coming out of the locker room, because a lot of times that's where you get a feel for how the side's going to play for the second half. Increased intensity will yield increased scoring opportunities. They got to make the most of those.
City Islanders trying to rock the island here tonight, and they've had a lot of help so far by a nice turnout here on opening night at City Island. And there you see the guy who scored the big goal. We saw it just a moment ago coming back here, where they beat the New York Red Bulls 2 last week with a wonderful goal by that gentleman, Mr. Sanchez, Manolo Sanchez, a new addition here to the Islanders this year. So 3 different scores of goals so far this season. Paul Wilson's ready to start the second half here for City Island. And let's see if they can jump out to a quick goal here, as trying to make the most of their opening night.
Kind of the long and the short of it, Gary. Aaron Wheeler at 6'4" and Paul Wilson at 5'3". Kind of the bookends of the Harrisburg side size-wise, and they are the 2 goal scorers tonight.
Tale of 2 cities here. 2 individuals as Thomas takes it on the far side, gets it down to Wheeler. Wheeler touches it to the middle. Good look ahead.
Good look.
And then they'll swing it on back to McGuire. And Paul Wilson always trying to put the pressure on you, and Paul Wilson nails the goalkeeper here. And Wilson came across hard. He said the guy fell on his own. He's trying to make his case.
Is he picking up a card for this?
Not yet.
Can't quite tell.
This is either a really long warning or it's going to be a real long card. He doesn't give him a card.
Bethlehem kind of wondering what went on there.
Well, you know what was interesting is Wilson was going for the ball, and I think what they saw was McGuire kind of, I won't say he fell in his own, but put it this way, he could be up for an Oscar.
You get a little of that in this sport every once in a while, Gary.
You do. A few fake injuries now and then. Everybody wants to slow things down. Yeah, you get a lot of that kind of stuff. It's the nature of the sport.
The last time down, Harrisburg was building the attack very, very quickly, Gary. Just couldn't get that through ball quite there, but the look was good and the opportunity was there.
Derek Jones will put it in play here for Steele, and I think it's going to be another change call here. I think the ball's going over to, it's going to go over to the Islanders. So Johnny Mendoza says, thank you very much. We'll take it from here. He'll put it back to Thomas. Thomas swings it back out here. You see Calvano says, hey, come on. Here you see Brendan Burke, the coach for Bethlehem Steel, very nicely dressed tonight, coat and tie.
The Jay Wright of USL soccer.
There. So he doesn't have his jacket shut. Never seen Jay Wright open up his jacket yet. Jay Wright, of course, the head coach of the Villanova men's basketball team, won the national championship 2 years ago. There you see Brendan Burke, Steve Woodison right there with him. And of course, in his 3rd year over there as well is Dennis Clark from Ireland. Here it comes, good look middle, nobody home, and it's going to be a corner kick right away to start the second half here for the Islanders. Their 6th corner kick of the evening.
Harrisburg has been collecting the corners tonight, Gary, and they have given them opportunities. So let's see what they make of this one.
They are in a nice attack mode here this evening, and the other part is they transition well back into their defense. You're not seeing any of those letdowns that I thought we saw a little bit of last year.
And that may be the big difference this year, Gary. And if it is, this team is absolutely playoff ready.
Yep. Here's a hook. Oh, and Wheeler got up there, and Wheeler comes down again. And this time somebody gets leveled in behind him. And I mean leveled big.
He's hurt.
Yeah, he's flat down. That's a bang-bang play. And Wheeler checking, good sportsmanship. Wheeler patting him on the leg there. But that's just one of those bang-bang plays you get into on those corner kicks. Everybody's in tightly spaced.
He went down quick, and the official didn't hesitate. He called for help right away.
I'm not sure. I think he's conscious. And the man down on the field is Mark McKenzie, a defender. Fans, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune in to USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts, Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Sirius XM FC, Channel 85. Also, don't forget, Sirius XM FC will air the USL Game of the Week, please check uslsoccer.com for dates and times. And soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit nikesoccer.com. And finally, the Pennsylvania Lottery. Strike gold with a new instant game for the Pennsylvania Lottery. You could scratch your way to $1 million with $1 Million Gold Rush. Players must be 18 years of age or older. Please play responsibly. Remember, it benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
And McKenzie's up, appears to be okay, Gary, walking it off, a little shaken up, but he's up and he looks
Glad
to be
see
okay.
that.
Yeah.
You don't want anybody getting hurt in this game. And those bang-bang plays and those corner kicks, Charlie, I mean, the spacing's so tight, it's not a place for the weak of heart.
Nope, spacing is tight, players are moving hard and fast, and there's always a lot of contact, so it's part of the game.
So McGuire is going to boot this one out of there. McGuire, who got cut down a few moments ago. Far side, it goes to Mendoza. Big, high kick in the middle of the field. It's going to come down wet. Good touch pass there from Sanchez. Sanchez hasn't had any real clean looks yet tonight. Abbas Muhammad. And now Wheeler can't quite get control of it there. It looked like he wanted to turn the corner quickly and just got a little ahead of himself.
He did. That was what he was looking to do, and just wasn't able to quite get those hips out around to turn the ball upfield.
There's Thomas again fighting his way to get possession of the ball. Touched upfield to Wheeler.
Coach Betcher has to be pleased, though, Gary, with the intensity that his side is showing right now. That's what he said was the key to the second half, and they've come out very strong.
Well, you had a tough season last year, and the guys who were here took the brunt of that. And I think, you know, there's some new life here, the combination of old and new. It looks like it's so far, and again, it's very early to tell, but so far it's working very, very well.
I think you're right, Gary. And last year they had all the pieces that always appear, but there was some element that always seemed to be missing. In various contests, things would go wrong late in the game. There were those letdowns that we talked about so famously, but there always seemed to be some element that was not in place to make them truly successful. This year it looks like they may have it.
And like every bad break came at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Which is when bad breaks come.
They were a hard luck squad last year, no question.
Good boot out of there again by Miller. And I think you're going to get, I don't know if it's going to be against Wheeler or if it's going to be against Bethlehem. Looks like it's going the other way. So Bethlehem puts it in play right away.
Foul on that guy, but there might have been another one of those trophies that you had described
Yeah.
earlier that went along with that.
Yeah, it's called Oscar. So look out, dangerous, 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 dangerous. And are they going to get it?
Dangerous.
They're still going to get it out of there.
They're going to get a goal kick out of this.
Yep.
They were very fortunate on that
Wow.
sequence.
I mean, that was just one of those momentary breakdowns we saw a lot of last season. Because on top of it was Adam Najim, and he looked like he had something going here. Watch this. And it gets right on through it, and there's nobody checking. Najim just missing. Miller might have gotten a hand on that to deflect that to the outside.
I think he did get a hand on it, guy, because otherwise the far side of that post was open. And I think that's where he was pushing it. I think Miller did get a hand on it.
So he made a pretty good play there that maybe you didn't notice the first time through the naked eye. There's over the back again. This ball should belong to City Islanders. Because Wheeler had good possession. Or good position, rather, excuse me. Okay, they are really nailing Wheeler from the back. And now you're going to get another penalty call, or not a penalty, but you're going to get a stoppage call.
Yeah, the fouls again on Harrisburg. I'm not sure about that.
Beliebe.
They aren't sure about it either.
And they're going to say it is a goal kick. It's coming out. As we are 53-11 into this game. In this match, rather. There you see Brendan Burke, the manager for Bethlehem Steel. Miller, good long move again.
He's got a strong foot, guy, no question about that.
And they're going to give it to Steel on this one, as Paul Wilson trying to plead his case. Paul Wilson certainly could be called demonstrative.
Very passionate player.
Ooh. Got a foot there just for a moment from John Grosh. Far side it goes across the touchline. It belongs to the Islanders. And there you see Bill Betcher. Bill Betcher always looks very under control. Steve Widdowson, who's also the head soccer coach at Millersville University, has done a great job over there. been here with the Islanders forever.
Runs a great program down there at Millersville, Gary. The Marauders, under his direction, have done very, very well. He's done a great job here at Harrisburg City Island as well.
So again, it's Steele with the ball. Hugh Roberts will inbound it. Back to the middle it comes. Roberts there. Pushing it ahead here, trying to get to Wheeler. Wheeler getting down there. Wheeler's going to kick it across the touch line, or across the end line, rather. Hey, Najim is doing a good job there, checking in on Wheeler.
They're marking him very tightly. They know what he's capable of doing, and they're playing him very tight.
What he's already done. That was actually Aaron Jones doing the job there on Wheeler, not Najim. Ooh, you got a tough little moment here coming up. You got him trapped down here in the corner for a moment if you'd like. McGuire. Good hustle. I really like the hustle, the challenging for balls, especially in the air.
Yeah, the intensity is not the problem right now.
Coach Wilson touches it off.
Got it wide.
Here's Mendoza. You got a man coming up here. Up it to the middle. Oh, and it looked like Wheeler had his legs kind of tied up for a moment there by a defender. It's going to be across the touchline. Stays with Bethlehem Steel as quickly the Islanders back in defensive mode. Well taken by Sante Moore. Back it comes. Look, you got a man right behind there. Good kick out by the Islanders. Still dangerous situation right here. Marcus Epps. He can score in a hurry. And you got offsides. Smart move in the back there by, it looked like Abbas Muhammad, of making sure that offside stayed that way, because he kept coming forward. Yeah. 56-17, and there you see some of the faithful coming down here from Bethlehem tonight. Not a very long drive. What, about an hour maybe?
The great thing about this league, you've got these intrastate rivalries that mean a lot, and Bethlehem brought their fans tonight. They travel well.
Look at this. You're not going to get a card out of that, or not get at least a foul out of that? Not tonight. Either that or start playing piggyback. Far side it comes. There's Thomas. Thomas has his man off balance. Thomas stops. Back to the outside it comes. Chance right here. Get it to the middle. And McGuire dives on top of it, but a good sharp shot from the outside. Bethlehem Steel crowd making some noise right now. Islanders crowd maybe sitting on their hands here for a moment. Waiting for something to happen. Back into the match is Mark McKenzie. Glad to see him back in there now playing after that injury. There's Thomas again off the deflection by Wheeler. I'm not quite sure what the call was there, unless it was hands. Long pass in. Kane was the intended target. Thomas across the line. 80 yard by yard right now. There's Wilson. Again, another quick pass in. And this time it goes for the Islanders. Or is it going to be a substitution? It's going to be a substitution in. And let's see who's coming in there now for Bethlehem Steel. We'll get his number here in a second. He is number 37. He is Chris Nanko, the midfielder, into the game now. And this should be a goal kick coming out for the Islanders. So right now you look at the Bethlehem Steel. They're the aggressors for the moment. Miller will boot this one back out of there. You feel a little bit of breeze going, but you look across over at center field here. They're flags are just kind of hanging limp. So
flags are straight up and down, Gary. Yeah, that doesn't. We may be getting the breeze up high, and it may not be that down on the field or even where the flags are.
We're actually up on the second deck here, looking at what's going on. So it's been a very, very tightly played second half thus far. We've got a ways to go, obviously. Middle of the field. We've got Sanchez out here on the near wing. Sanchez is going to take it off the pass from Wilson. Take it back to Muhammad. And then take it away. Oh, and a throwdown on that. Wow. Fans don't like that call. Just into the game a few moments ago, Chris Nanko just threw him down. I mean, watch this.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, that's just. I don't know how you don't call that.
That might be what you call a missed call.
And all of a sudden here, things getting a little chippy. You see everybody kind of get a little bit more physical, and I think you're going to see the official maybe tighten this up a little bit in a few moments. Look at the size difference with Kane. Look how tall he is. Oh, and he just got himself a card.
Don't know if it was on the original play, Gary, or on something he said subsequently, but he definitely got the yellow card.
Yep, and I'm not sure it wasn't on that gentleman over there, who is Giuliano Wijnaldum. He got flattened. You'll see right here. Cross is going to get flattened by, yeah, there it is. And that's where the card came in. See if we can generate a little offense out of this now for City Islanders, as it's just a little too hard and fast. They're looking down there for Wilson that time.
Yeah, that long chip and run is not what they're looking for. Coach Belcher at halftime was very clear they want that second pass, but they're not looking to just chip and run or the long pass and run. It's not at this point in the game.
Jake McGuire will boot it out of here. McGuire, good long kick this time. Oh, nice foot. There's Nanko, try to track it down. Nanko right to the middle, and there it is. Oh, and a good look to the middle, and they had Sade coming right on through.
And that had danger written all over it, Gary. That's where you've got to mark up that player coming through much more tightly.
I said Sade, it's Kane, Sekou Kane. This is a good job. This Nanko guy is coming in and breathed a little bit of energy into this offense.
Very fast. The speed on that wing, Gary, is going to be something that Harrisburg's going to have to watch and going to have to mark up for much more tightly.
Yeah, that's the latest substitution, getting them in there. And, oh, here you got something going on. Across the field it comes. Outside corner. Do you have a chance
here?
One.
Yeah. There's one.
They're just not ready to nail it. Is that Sanchez in the middle on that one?
Yes, it was a good opportunity there, Gary. Couldn't get his hips out over the ball. Missed it wide.
Well, I'll tell you, that was a great opportunity coming up right there. Headed it back up it comes now. Abbas Muhammad takes it ahead to Wilson. Swing it back again. Put it on out of their far side, and McGuire seeing if he can come out, and McGuire waits for it, he'll take it. Another one of those long kicks that have not yielded much for either team going in that direction. But you got to give it to the Steel crowd tonight. They have a non-stop noise since the game started.
Making a lot of noise and having a lot of fun, Gary.
There it is. Tying goal at the 63:09 mark. It's Nanko, the kid we just talked about, coming in, and he is full of energy. Nanko with a hard shot. And he has tied it up here, coming off the bench. Take a look at this.
Speed allows him to get ahead, and the keeper really did not play that ball well again.
Yep. Nanko just gets it right here, and you saw Miller stand in the middle there, trying to cut it off. So Nanko with the goal here at the 63:20 mark of the game, and Bethlehem Steel crowd with lots to be happy about. So they've knotted up 2-2 here. Maybe this will get City Islanders into a new offensive mode. kind of gotten a little stagnant here since opening 2 goals. They've had plenty of opportunities. Ball will go back to Bethlehem Steel, and the momentum right now is wearing blue and gold.
Yeah, Nanko clearly, Gary, was a spark plug, catalyst, whatever you want to call it, coming into the match for Bethlehem, providing a lot of speed and creating opportunities there. But that last sequence really was a breakdown on the defense again on the part of Harrisburg, something that happened all too often last year and that they cannot allow to happen this.
So Nanko gets it all knotted up here. We're in the 64th minute. Lots of soccer to play yet here tonight. And I'll tell you what, right now you look at it, and Bethlehem is really the more aggressive team here the second half so far. They're quicker, and they're really getting at it. So let's see if Harrisburg can kind of counter that.
They're controlling the action, and most important, Gary, pressing the attack. I mean, this is something that you just don't understand sometimes when you're sitting up here in the comfort of a press box like we are. There's a shot.
Wilson right at McGuire, and it's going to be off McGuire's hands. I think it's going to be a corner. Paul Wilson was never say die on that shot.
Stayed with it. Another corner coming up here for Harrisburg. These are the opportunities they're going to have to capitalize on, Gary.
Well, Boss Muhammad will head back out to the corner. Harrisburg crowd down there in that corner, and they are making some noise right now.
Waving their towels, and
they want to see another goal here. It's been a while. Muhammad, good hook in there, headed up in the air, and then a long kick downfield for Bethlehem. And just kicking it far side, out of bounds. Let the defense get down there. And the Islanders, ball belongs back to the Steel. Throw it in across the touchline here. Should be off of Steel. It should belong to the Islanders. And does. Thomas, long throw in, overthrowing Wheeler that time. Long kick downfield, picked up there by Miller. Brandon Miller decides to throw this one out. He's got Sanchez. Manolo Sanchez will swing it back to him again. Let Miller kick it out one more time. A low, hard one right down the middle of the field. Headed back up by Steel. Set back down. Got a player down right now. Here comes Wilson. Wilson trying to make something happen. Wilson taken down from behind. No call. Touched off very quickly. You got Thomas back down there marking. Derek Jones for the ball, and you're going to get a push from behind. We've got a new sub coming into the game now for Harrisburg. So Pedro Rivero, who played here a few years ago, is now back in a uniform here, white and blue, for Harrisburg. Let's see if he can make a difference in this one. Much like Nanko made a difference coming in there for Bethlehem.
And Paul Wilson leaves the match.
So Paul Wilson is out, Rivero is in. Wilson goes out with a good night's work. He had a goal off the Thomas pass in the first half. 68-12 into this one, 2-2, the tie. Unless you like kissing your sister, you never like a tie.
Now, a tie tonight would have to be considered a disappointment for Harrisburg, having started so strong.
Right.
Built a very, very impressive early lead. To have given it up is tough, and if it ends with a tie, you have to say they'd be disappointed.
Trying to find Sanchez, not going to go. Right to the middle, it is. Sanchez
There's
got
your
an
opportunity.
Oh, and McGuire gets a foot on it. Sanchez had a good look at it. McGuire got the foot on. Ball's going to be, let's take a look right here. Boss Muhammad got it there. Sanchez took that wide sweep. Next, that was Ribeiro that got that. Ribeiro got the sweep. Watch this. Ribeiro's in the middle. He'll get it. Ribeiro just did the game, and for a moment, that corner was open. Good job by McGuire to cut it down.
He was able to cut the angle very, very quickly and take that far post away, or it would have been 3-2.
Another good look, and McGuire perfectly positioned. Jake McGuire doing a nice job in goal right now for Bethlehem Steel. So the Revs put a little scare into the Bethlehem Steel, but walk away with nothing on that. So McGuire will swing it back out far side, and they'll get started again. As they take it back down to Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller will get it. He'll run it out here. He'll roll it out this time. '70-minute mark. There's Sanchez. Across to Wheeler. Not going to be able to be held there. Picked up by Josh Hurd in there for Bethlehem Steel now. Josh Hurd, the midfielder. Shot ahead. They've overshot Wheeler a bunch of times here. Wheeler, I've noticed since about the second part of the first half, not been able to get Wheeler where he can handle it most, right up there in the high levels with the headshot. Boss Muhammad will swing it back. To the middle it goes to Olibi. Back to Olivi now. He'll control from the middle. Olivi gets a little bit of pressure, trips it out. Now they're going to say offsides.
Not offsides because it's Harrisburg's ball, but not sure what the foul was there.
A little bit of foul back there we may have missed. There it comes. Sanchez trying to make a little heel pass, missed it there. Touch off, you got Wheeler. Wheeler, oh, and McGuire just point blank. Good shot by Wheeler. He got the shoulders turned, got a lot on it, just couldn't get it to go.
Nice bang play there, Gary, and the keeper held on for Bethlehem, which was the key. Came out, cut down the angle, as you saw. Nice crisp shot.
Going to get a foul here on Thomas. They gave him a card on that, yellow card for James Thomas. So Jamie Thomas picks up a yellow card. 73rd minute we're in right now, and 2-2 tie, back to where we started. Kukade trying to get it back, won't do it. Chipped on down the field, no one home. Wheeler trying to catch up to it first. Reverse kick, Ribeiro, far side.
And the intensity starting to pick up a little bit here, Gary, as I think both sides recognize that the clock becomes a factor. So we're going to see some attacks building much more quickly than you had earlier in the match.
Ball controlled near side. It's Aaron Jones with it. Aaron Jones takes it on back to McGuire. McGuire started shaky tonight, has been solid since then in the goal. Although I got to say, the 2 goals that he had against him, they were both great shots.
There wasn't much he was going to do about either one of those.
Get a little steal right here. There's Sanchez. Sanchez gets taken down this time. And he's crumpled up on an ankle, that right ankle. You're going to see a card.
He's looking for a card, but I don't think he's going to give it.
No, the referee's
got his hand in his pocket.
Yeah, he's got his hand in the pocket, but he didn't do it. I think
he's still thinking about it, Gary.
And Sanchez trying to get up here, trying to walk it off. Everybody gathered there. Scotty Mendoza there protecting the ball like someone's going to take it away. Try to come up with a play they want here. So we're going to have a direct kick coming up here for Harrisburg. Manolo Sanchez, I think, is going to be taking this. And just missing the left side. Good hit. A little too much hook on it.
But a nice strike, and I think that's what they were looking for.
Exactly. Yeah, you can't really call that a card. I mean, that's just a bang-bang play right there. It's a good no call by the official.
I agree.
Good job by Miller getting out there, and then Miller follows it up. Dangerous play on that long, high bounce off the kick. Wheeler's got it. I mean, I don't know how you don't call that right away. I mean, that shouldn't even be any deliberation. Been a physical game tonight. It really has.
It has, and Aaron Wheeler has spent a lot of time on the ground as a result, Gary.
Right. There's your chop to the middle. Barrett, nobody in particular. And again, you got good job by Abbas Mohammed getting over there and then ahead, trying to turn something in here. Thomas with it. Thomas going to be, nope, has it taken away. Good defense by Wijnaldum. Down to the corner. Can they get the turn they want? And you're going to get offsides, I think. And the Islanders have it. In the 77th minute of this one, and we'll have a little bit of stoppage time. We'll be playing through at the end. Oh, good touch. And Thomas is going to earn, I think, another corner here.
That's the sign. Harrisburg has certainly had more than their share of corner kicks tonight, Gary, and here's another opportunity for them. They've had multitudinous corners tonight.
Yeah, 8-2 so far has been the difference, Charlie. So let's see what they run on this one. Low, hard kick, right at the middle. Just off the side of the net. But no lack of shots for tonight. You've got to be really pleased if you're Harrisburg. You're getting the kinds of shots you want. You got to make them count, though.
They put the ball on frame pretty well tonight, Gary. Not perhaps as well as they would have liked, and a couple of times they could have pulled the trigger but didn't. But all in all, a good night offensively for this side. Let's hope that in the last 15 minutes of play here that they can put it on net and in the goal again.
Getting a little bit more intense as we come down the stretch here. McGuire knocks it out of there. Headed back up. Got a situation here where you got a chance to center it, but does not choose to do that. So the ball will be taken back out by City Island. Goal kick here, the 78-minute mark. Official attendance tonight, 3,264. Thank you very much for coming out tonight. It's a good number of people out here this evening to have opening night for the Islanders. Almost 3,500 people. Booted out by DeShanian. So here's Bethlehem Steel. We'll put it back in play from Aaron Jones. Turnaround that time by Mohammed. In the middle it comes Mendoza. The first. They got Mendoza back in the middle. Mendoza coming forward again, looking to create. Got Ribeiro up in the middle. Here's Thomas. Thomas right back in the middle again. Good defense that time by Steele. Taken back by Josh Hurd. Josh Hurd will send it out. So Steele with the ball one more time. Ribeiro gets it. Oh, there's a push down. You got to have a call.
I don't know. The whistle's quite blunt, Gary. A little late. They're very late.
They've been late all night. Really have. And there is Mendoza. Mendoza kind of a little jitterbug here. You see the good look in there by John Grosh, and then Mendoza just plowed over him, frankly. Next match will be 6:30 on Tuesday night at Harrisburg against Orlando City B. They'll be here in FMB Field. Hope you'll stop out or tune in. Thanks so much to Chad Edwards and Invicta tonight for the production of this game. Gary Sutton, Charlie Giroux up here on the second deck at FMB Field and enjoying bringing you this one. And again, just a little wide of where you wanted to be. So 10 minutes of regulation time coming up here as we start to squeeze the action into a little bit tighter frame.
And this is where the intensity really has to come, Gary. The clock is now an issue. You've got under 10 minutes of regulation time, and both sides are going to have to really pick it up with the tie game.
Why do you have the feeling that the next goal is the winner?
Probably because it is.
Yeah, just the next goal just seemed in this kind of game right here. And Harrisburg started out hot. Bethlehem fought their way back up the mountain here.
Just given the way that this game has, this match has been played, Gary, it really is likely that if there's another goal scored, that'll be it.
Oh no! There you go. For a moment, had to take it away. I do like the intensity Harrisburg has. Ribeiro fights it out there. Ribeiro.
Hey.
Yeah, you got to really have something here, don't you?
Wrap both arms around him for crying out.
I mean, that just was get two for a takedown in this. Watch this. I mean, there's no effort here. No effort at all.
Both arms.
That was Derek Jones. Chip it in ahead, corner. Thomas has got it. Thomas beats it to the middle.
There it is.
Oh, and it was perfectly placed.
Just needed a touch. Just needed a touch.
Yep.
Leaned way back on that, got underneath it.
As Ribeiro came across, and I mean, all he had to do was just basically put a foot on it. You see it here. Look at Thomas again, setting that right up on that end line. One good move, back to the middle, and then the slide and the kick. Hey, Thomas has played an outstanding game here tonight.
Yeah, the delivery on that one was about as good as it gets, Gary. I mean, you couldn't ask for much more.
Had that one in the first half to Wilson for a score. And it's going to be a corner kick here, number 3 of the night for Bethlehem Steel as they beat Harrisburg back down the field that time.
That speed on the touch lines again, Gary, which has been a problem for Harrisburg tonight defensively. They have not defended well on Steele coming down the touch line as fast as they've had. They've had 2 players that have been very, very quick on the outside.
Here's Aaron Jones. So another one of those big moments here. Every quarter now gets magnified. Epps trying to get into position. Aaron Jones. 3rd quarter of the game for Bethlehem Steel. 7 minutes to go in regulation time. High arcing kick. Popped up in the air. Is it going to go over the net? It is. And a goal kick coming out for the Islanders. Let's see if the Islanders can get something going here in the last 7+ minutes. And you got a new player coming to the game. It looks like it might be Cardell Bembo, as Sanchez is out. Cardell Bembo coming in there for Manolo Sanchez.
Benbow had a great year last year, Gary. Catalyst in a lot of scoring opportunities for the Harrisburg side, and he always picks up the action when he gets into the match.
Cardell Benbow, a great passer, and of course, back for his 3rd season with the Harrisburg City Islanders. 25 appearances last year. He scored 2 goals and dished out 2 assists for the team in his 1,524 minutes. Put up similar numbers back in 2015 and 19 games, collected 6 points for the Islanders. There's Nanko again, right to the middle. Good clear by City Islanders. They have got some numbers, they've got some running room right now. Benbow right away trying to get his man in the middle, won't do it. Across the outside, Thomas has got it. Thomas got a chance to get it to the middle. Thomas with a move. Thomas kicks it off and earns another corner kick here for Harrisburg, number 9 on the night. Johnny Mendoza will go over there to take the corner.
And now these really have added significance, Gary. A great opportunity for Harrisburg.
He's had another yellow card. And it's going to be against Bethlehem. I'm not sure who got the card there. And that was on Tiago Calvano. Right. So Tiago Calvano got it for the slide tackle down at the far end of the field. Here's Miller putting it way out here. He's got Wheeler. If Wheeler can get open for a moment. Here's Nanko. Fight it out there with John Grosh. And eventually it's going to be off Nanko, out of bounds. Should belong to the Islanders. 85, almost 86 minutes into this one now. 4+ minutes left to play in this one. Need a goal. Good head over the top for the Islanders. Far side of Thomas again. Thomas trying to make something happen. Couldn't get turned that time. Wanted to get turned and get something to the middle and just couldn't get his
That's what I
shoulders
was looking
turned.
for, Gary, and couldn't just get it turned around.
McGuire drills it out of there. Middle comes. Chip shot ahead. Wheeler pumps it off. Fighting for it here in the middle. And it's going to belong to Steele. Bethlehem Steele with the ball. 3+ minutes to go.
And time has really become a factor here, Gary. The intensity really has to pick up here in the waning minutes, and Steele at this point in no particular hurry, as you can see.
We'll keep it in the back here. It'll belong to Mark McKenzie. Good defense that time by the Islanders. Getting good position upfield, pushing it out ahead. Now they got a little room to work here in the middle, and let's see if it gets
a nice through ball if he can get to it.
Thomas can get to it, and he does. Thomas has it in the corner and does a nice job of kicking it off Steele. Good work by Thomas over there in the far corner again.
A throw in on the far touch line.
That wasn't actually Thomas. I think that was actually Mendoza that got to that, and now you got to get another corner kick.
Number 10 on the night, Gary.
10 corner kicks tonight to 3. So to say that the Islanders have had their opportunities might be the understatement of this season or any other.
They really have. And,
they're going to put Bembo down there to take this corner kick. Cardell Bembo. The crowd wants this one bad. 1.5 minutes plus here left in regulation. Looking for the breakthrough score here. Bembo, high, arcing kick, headed toward the net and just
another
for a moment.
The set pieces, Gary, have not really worked very well for Harrisburg tonight. The City Islanders have had 10 corners and frankly haven't come up with much of anything out of them.
Yeah.
And on a lot of these close situation direct kicks, they just really haven't done that much. I mean, I think they need to work a little bit on the set pieces.
Here's McGuire. Long kick down. Now you got, and Wheeler taken down to the back end. Now you got a chance. Bembo with a chance here to get going. Bembo makes a move. Bembo! Bembo with a score! 89-32 mark. Cardell Bembo just in the game.
We said that the next one would be the backbreaker. We said when Bembo came in, he makes things happen. He just did a great piece of footwork there, taking the defender completely out of the play and getting a shot at point-blank range. Terrific opportunity. Bembo made it happen.
89-32 mark, and now you've got stoppage time coming up. Watch Bembo. He just weaves his way through two guys right here, and then gets the look, and boom! He had his man dead. McGuire couldn't get to it, and Bembo put a rocket shot past him on the ground.
Split the defenders right here. Splits the defenders. Freezes the keeper. The keeper did everything he could, but he froze him. Put the shot right where he wanted.
Watch this go right underneath McGuire. I mean, McGuire's stomach is just above it. You watch this. Just outstretched hands, and what a shot by Bembo just into the game moments ago. And Cardell Bembo cashes in with his first one of the year out of Jamaica. And now you got to play defense.
When he came into the match, Guy, we said this is a guy that all last year made things happen, an exciting player, and he proved us right.
2 minutes of stoppage time. So you're going to play a 2-minute game now, and you've got to hold them scoreless and hang on to the ball. And that'll start to help right there. Here's Bembo again. Why not? Take one more. Look at Bembo's footwork. Bembo turns the corner. Bembo! And it's going to be another corner, I think. They're going to say it went off Bembo. Yep. Thought we had number 11 coming up there. Bembo was
very exciting.
Great footwork. Take a look at this again. Look at Bembo making the move right here. Beating his man, who was McKenzie, and it's off him out of bounds. And now you just got to play good defense. Offsides against Bethlehem, and you're going to see.
Got a player down.
Is that Muhammad? So we got an injury timeout here. We're waiting. I think that's Abbas Muhammad. Yep. He might have just getting a breather there for a moment. But they're going to take him off right now. And the reason for that, I think, is you don't want anybody killing time right now.
You're going to take a rest. You're going to do it on the bench.
Exactly. So Muhammad goes over to the side. And he's been dynamite tonight, too. He's had a great game.
Played very, very well. This will be a satisfying win for Harrisburg FC if they can hold on, Gary. Not necessarily the prettiest, but certainly a very satisfying one.
Well, but an intense one. I mean, you come back and you give up 2 goals, you could tend to lose all the momentum, and then all of a sudden you inject a little bit of new energy into the game. And Bembo, think about it tonight. Bethlehem brings in Nanko. He gives him a jet, scores, tie the game up, and then you get Bembo comes in, he gives a jet, and takes the lead here for the Islanders.
You're absolutely right, Gary. The substitutions tonight made a huge difference, and what they did was they infused energy and picked up the level of intensity, which was what Coach Betcher said at halftime was going to be the key here.
And Wheeler trying to get to that one. Wheeler slides down, and he'll take out Mark McKenzie back there. Mark McKenzie spent some good time on the ground tonight.
He's had a tough night.
And Wheeler down there helping him up. No card, just bang, bang again. Ticking down in around the 1 minute mark, we think right now. The only guy it knows is the guy on the field holding the clock, and that's the official. Yeah, that was just a good bang, bang play there. And that's it.
Gonna be it.
3-2. And what turned into losses last year about this time, a huge win here tonight. And you see Wheeler go down on one knee and in a thankful way. And the Islanders tonight, and look at Bembo. Actually, Abbas Muhammad back there. A big 3-2 win here tonight at FMB Field, and what a way to start the home season here, as tonight City Islanders go to 2-1 with a huge 3-2 win over a very game Bethlehem Steel team.
Very big win, Gary, an exciting win, a hard-fought win, and I will tell you now, later in the season, this game will show up as one that was really, really important. These matches early in the season count every bit as much as the ones in September, and picking up those all-important points now for the standings really, really helps your playoff hopes.
Good sportsmanship by both teams here, but I'll tell you, it was a hard-fought game tonight. It was intense the whole way. Harrisburg went into a little funk after scoring the 2 goals, but they came back, and where last season you would have seen the Heartbreak Hotel at the end, tonight they come through at a big moment, and Cardell Bembo, the hero at the end of this one here tonight.
And we're going to see
Let's
some
take a
highlights
look at
here,
the
Gary.
highlights right here, and we've got them coming up. And here's Nanko. We talked about the substitutions tonight. He comes in, and a great look to Kane rather. He can't get it. And then Nanko says, I'll do it myself, and knocks it into the left corner of the net. That was a tying goal. Take a look at Nanko again. He was a gent coming into the game. You remember he threw a guy down a couple minutes before that. I think it kind of motivated his team. And then out in front of the goal, you had this shot. Ribeiro couldn't get it in. Another look at it. Wheeler coming up. Wheeler has it. McGuire, point blank range, takes it. And another look. Just missing on the outside. Those are the kind of opportunities they had all night long. Here's Thomas. He was dynamite. Back to the middle. And Ribeiro slides in there. Can't quite get it to go. And then here it was. Cardell Bembo. Enjoy and savor. One more move and then slap it into the right side of the net. And that was the winning goal as Cardell Bembo came into the game, and a short period of time later makes this one a 3-2 win for the Islanders. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Take a look at the stats from the match, Charlie. 20 shots to 11 for the Islanders. You got to be happy about that kind of number.
Really did, and turned the possessions around in the second half very dramatically. As we said earlier, I think it was 10 or 11 corners for City Island tonight. Really controlled a lot of the action, particularly when it mattered.
Yeah, 2 yellow cards for the Islanders tonight, 1 on the other side for Steele. Offside side, look at that, 4-0. Never once offside, but I thought the shots on target, 7 for the City Islanders, 4 for Bethlehem. That talks about efficiency tonight. They created a lot of good opportunities, and even though they didn't cash in some of the ones off the corners you wanted, they did cash it in when it made a big moment here. And I'll tell you what, people walking out of here tonight saying, hey, I got to come back here and see this team again. They played with intensity and heart, and they kept it together when they really needed to. For Chad Edwards and all the Invicta crew here tonight, we want to thank them for a great job of bringing you all the pictures tonight. Next game, Tuesday night, Harrisburg against Orlando City B. Game time, 6:30 right here at FMB Field. And we're looking forward to a great matchup here as USL action has started for good. It all started tonight with that nice walkout. And then it was nothing but nonstop action after that as the Islanders built their 2-0 lead. Saw it tied up 2-2 as we saw so many times last year. But this year, the closing chapter was written a little bit different way as Cardell Bembo made it through with the winning score. For all of our crew from Invicta tonight, for Charlie Giroux, the color commentator, I'm Gary Sutton. Have a great evening, everyone. And happily tonight, you've got the Islanders in the win column. They now are 2-1, and they face Orlando City B Tuesday night here at FMB Field. Have a great evening, everyone.